Hello and welcome to Living with Dupuytren. I am Bert Reichardt. The same is true for all diseases. There is no single course, like a pattern that all affected patients will follow. This also applies to Dupuytren disease. Nevertheless, there are a few characteristic features that are well known and also variations, which again have their own characteristics. More on that in a moment. The first manifestations of Dupuytren disease are not painful and therefore go unnoticed for a long time. Patients suffering from Dupuytren typically notice that there is a lump, a nodular induration in the palm of their hands by accident. This happens, for example, when you have to hold a tool firmly. Also, it is not uncommon for the disease to remain unchanged at this stage for a long time, sometimes for many years.
Ich finde das sehr spannend, dass wir uns jetzt nach wie viele Jahre? 10 Jahre ungefähr?
Ja, 8 oder 10 Jahre.
8 oder 10 Jahre wiedersehen. Sie kamen damals mit den Veränderungen. Vielleicht können Sie mal mit Ihrem anderen Zeigefinger darauf hindeuten.
Also das sind die Veränderungen.
Ja. Wenn Sie die Hand so ein bisschen drehen, dann erkennt man das, dass der Finger... Okay, und das hat sich überhaupt nicht verändert in diesen ganzen Jahren.
Also aus meiner Sicht hat sich es gar nicht mehr verändert. Es kam plötzlich vor 8 oder 10 Jahren und seit der OP ist es nicht mehr anders geworden.
Die OP war wo?
Die OP war am Nackel.
Da oben.
Da unten haben wir tatsächlich gar nichts operiert.
Gar nichts gemacht.
Das war damals ziemlich heftig, sage ich mal. Das stand bestimmt 2-3 Millimeter raus.
Und hat die OP geholfen?
Die OP hat sehr gut geholfen. Das ist komplett weg.
When the disease progresses, the typical course is the formation of hypertrophic cords within the fibrous sheet of the palm, the so-called aponeurosis. The cords follow the direction of the connective tissue fibers. They are always oriented towards the center of the wrist. More nodules can develop within these cords. These changes are typically restricted to one single finger ray, most often the fourth, affecting the palm over the fourth metacarpal and the ring finger. When the disease progresses further, fingers will be involved, and here too, lumps will appear in the beginning and later strand-like cords. Gradually, the components in the palm and in the finger will link to each other, forming a tendon-like entity. Because of the tendency to shorten, this complex will increasingly limit the finger's potential to be extended. The main knuckle joint, the middle joint, or both can be affected at the same time, and it cannot be predicted if the middle joint will be affected first and the knuckle joint later, or vice versa. Sometimes the middle joint is involved without the palm of the hand being affected at all. Then lumps and strands are found in the affected finger only. In rare cases, all fingers are affected by the disease, but this is not typical. More often we find that the disease is restricted to the ring and little finger. It must be emphasized that the disease does not progress following rules, and therefore, of course, no prediction can be made. If a patient asks me, when will my hand look like this? It is impossible to answer that reliably. It is a little different for a small subgroup of patients. Among these, the disease develops significantly earlier, not around 45 to 50 years for men or 10 years later for women, which is typical for the majority of Dupuytren patients, but already in adolescence or young adulthood. In addition, the disease is not limited to one hand. It also affects the backside of the middle joints and often also the soles of the feet. In these cases, the disease progresses particularly quickly, and it is typical that all fingers of the hand, including the thumb, are affected, not just the ring and little fingers. Surgeons coined the term diathesis for this particularly unfavorable special variation. But in summary, when you have only minor problems such as painless lumps and do not suffer from functional restrictions, there is a good chance that this will not worsen at all. I am Bert Reichardt, and this is my motto for you: stay relaxed. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your comments. Please don't forget to subscribe.